Hello, everyone. Brady, Charlie, Garriet here. BC, as we call ourselves. And we also got the cat over here. Ari, say hi. Good cat. All right.
That's a film cat if I've ever seen it. You said hi, and she literally goes, hi.
So anyway, no, I said hi once, dude. Don't come over here. All right.
Oh, you want to talk to me?
We got some news to cover today. We got some Elimination Chamber predictions for tonight. I'm hyped, boys, because as you all know by now, I'm a school teacher, and so I don't have to go to work tomorrow. Anytime we have a Monday holiday, it is a blessing because I can stay up. I can watch the pay-per-views. I don't have to feel like I'm exhausted at 10. And you know what? Pay-per-views, I've noticed, this happened during Royal Rumble. There's always that match where I fall asleep in the middle of it and I wake up confused in the middle of the main event. And I kind of like it. It's a good thing for me to do. So
wake up in the middle of the high spot.
I don't know what match I'll end up falling asleep in. Probably like I don't know.
The entire pre-show wakes up during
probably the Women's Tag Championship. That's probably it.
Probably gonna open the show.
Oof, brutal.
You're probably not wrong. Anyway, let's get let's get started with some news. Let's cover a few things. So we had an Instagram post that was released yesterday, Charlie? 2 days ago?
Yesterday, yes.
Yesterday of Corey Graves, his wife, basically putting him on blast straight on Instagram, a very long post detailing how she believes that Corey Graves has been cheating on her with Carmella, and he's been and she also hinted at him being abusive in the Instagram post. Basically post a picture of her and him and their children all together, like a happy family photo, and then basically her saying that he's been cheating on her with Carmella. And so this is all alleged right now. I don't think WWE has released an official statement. The first question is, Garrett, what are the percent chances that Corey Graves is on tonight's broadcast?
That's actually an interesting question because I had to plan for it. So by the way, sorry, there's a little dryer that might go like beep 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 in the background for a second. I forgot to turn it off, but whatever. He could be pulled from this broadcast. I mean, I would imagine. I don't think they'd put Sam in there because Sam just got a bunch of backlash against him recently. But so that's two immediately that you can't go to. So I would say maybe this is when you give Pat his shot. Pat McAfee. I don't know if anyone else here follows Pat McAfee's YouTube channel. It's awesome. He does awesome stuff on his YouTube channel all the time.
He has a great podcast too, by the way.
Oh yeah, and talking to NFL past legends, future, whatever. Like,
his last guest was actually Michael Cole. It's a great listen.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll look at that for sure. But like, great YouTube channel. So if you guys are a fan, he talks wrestling and stuff every now and then. There's the deep. Anyway, and then so they could replace him with somebody. They may give Beth another shot. Maybe she becomes a permanent commentator. Who knows? She's busy with the kid, I'm sure. But give Adam something to do.
Charlie, what do you think about this whole Graves situation?
I definitely think he'll be on the air tonight. That's my guess. And I don't know. I mean, the last time this kind of happened, it was with Bray Wyatt and JoJo. And I mean, and neither of them are on TV right now for what it's worth. So
I think Bray Wyatt was seen as much more important to the company at the time, considering he was a champion, than Corey Graves is on commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But so we're thinking he'll probably be on tonight. So Charlie's saying
that's my guess for sure.
Eric gives it a maybe. I think they might throw him out there for the pre-show and see what the crowd reaction is, because if they have rowdy fans behind him, they're not going to move fans just because they're criticizing someone for an Instagram post. So if fans are really rowdy, just screaming, just pure hatred at Corey Graves, it's possible they might stick him out there for the pre-show and then bring in a sub for the main show, or even just have like Michael Cole and Renee Young out there on commentary and just kind of run two-man show. But who knows? So then the other thing that we had, very odd situation. Which Uso brother is it with Naomi? Jimmy?
Yes.
Okay, so Jimmy Uso was a passenger in a car with Naomi. Now remember, it was Jay Uso that just had a DWI like recently, right?
I don't know.
In the last year, it was a while back. It was
a while back.
So, time to run, but yeah, I think.
But it was the other Uso brother, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So This is the second run with the law. Now, this whole situation is a little weird to me. So the report was Naomi was driving the wrong way on a one-way street. I believe it was probably after a show. It was the day after they had got done with a live show. So she was driving down the wrong way on a one-way street, and they got pulled over, and a cop went to write them a citation. And somewhere along the lines, we're not sure exactly what happened, but Jimmy Uso got into an argument with a police officer. The police officer then retaliated, took out his taser. Jimmy Uso got arrested. It's a weird situation because we don't know what happened. There's a really odd news report where a guy literally, and Garrett, you're into news, so you understand. Literally, there's this guy, he's standing on a sidewalk, and what he does is he pulls these two random women to the side hours later on the street that were just walking down the street and said, hey, here's the situation. He tried to fight a police officer and got tased. What do you think about that? And the women are like, that doesn't sound like a very smart decision to me. And that was the report. That's not really a report. There was no eyewitness reporting. So very odd situation. It seems like they were the only two people in the car. Were the Usos scheduled to have a match on the paper?
Yeah, they got a tag title match against Shane and The Miz.
So
unlikely they can pull that at this stage. I mean, they could always announce something on the pre-show, but not everyone's going to know that.
We have to assume at this point the Usos are not wrestling tonight. I mean, the Graves situation's up in the air, but it has to be assumed they probably will not be active. Charlie, do they pull the match all together, or do you find a sub team for that?
Honestly, like, I think they're wrestling. I don't really. I think there's more to the story. They told Naomi to step out of the car, and supposedly that is what kind of triggered the Uso. We don't, we don't really know much more than that. But I feel like, I don't know. What did WWE say? What was their words? They're like, he's responsible for his own actions or something like that.
Something along those lines, yeah. Which is a similar statement to what they made when the DWI thing happened with the other Uso.
Yeah, so it's just like when Bray Wyatt got drunk driving. Late last year, literally they said, well, he got in a car accident, it was his fault, that's pretty much it, kind of deal.
Yeah, and honestly, I hate to say it, but I don't know if they're in a position where they can just say, you know what, Usos, we're done with you. I don't know if they're in a position right now where they can even do that.
No,
right?
They have to keep them regardless whether they wrestle tonight. They have to keep them and give them some kind of shot, because it's obviously this one goes away. So it's like,
yeah. And Garrett, I was going to ask you. It's weird because there's been a lot of reporting that the Usos have they had been approached recently about re-signing their contracts, because as we've heard about many contracts coming up early. And once again, there's a great podcast on Chris Jericho's podcast with Tony Khan, the head of AEW, talking about why now is AEW kind of making this huge power move. Basically, Tony Khan said he looked at all the contracts, he laid them all out for all the different organizations, and realized that there was this 4 or 5 month window where all these contracts were coming up from massive superstars around the world, and it was kind of his moment to jump in, strike, offer a lot of deals and get the people that he wants. So the Usos may have been one of those teams in plans. If WWE wants to keep the Usos, they have to let the Usos go out. But if they were to pull the Usos, then all of a sudden the Usos could hightail to AEW. So if you're the WWE, are they wrestling or not, Garrett?
I think it's a purely business decision, which is obviously a lot of the storyline. Is what I'm sure that's how Vince McMahon's philosophy actually is. Whatever is best for business. Now, long term, keeping the Usos is huge, because if you lose the Usos, they go down there and they're the first
Hall of Famers, right?
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
easily, absolutely. I mean, they're one of the greatest tag teams that's wrestling now. I mean, you okay, for 1 minute, let's just imagine Young Bucks versus the Usos, the two teams that are known for their tandem super kicks. You know what I mean? I mean.
And you got the Lucha Brothers. I mean, that's literally the top 3.
There you go. That's the top. That's your triple threat for Double or Nothing. They can change that on the fly. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're not going to be able to wrestle at that show, but they could, or whatever the next show after that is. You know what I mean? or whatever, whenever the contracts are up. So I think purely from a business standpoint, this is WWE has to let them wrestle tonight, because if they want to keep them, they got to, they're in the titles. It would be so bad on WWE to pull them from this match right now in terms of keeping them. But I don't know. It's right. It's a moral, we've talked about this before. It's a moral decision. It's the same thing as with that Saudi Arabia show. It's what do their morals say? Will they compromise them to keep them for money? I don't know.
And it's just weird because, if you were to list top male tag teams in the world right now, in whatever pick your order, I think most people would agree top 5 would have to be Young Bucks, Revival, Usos, New Day, and Lucha Brothers, right? You can kind of pick your order. WWE was they're very close to losing both the Revival and the Usos, and they basically had to hotshot the titles onto the Revival to please them, which is, in my opinion, bad business, even though, I don't think you can set that precedent, but we can talk about that on a future episode. But yeah,
we could talk about that a little right now, because at the same time, I felt like they had to.
They absolutely had to, but now that's telling these wrestlers, all you have to do is complain a little bit, and if you say, I'm going to go to WWE, WWE is worried about losing Mike Kanellis of all people.
Great in-ring worker, by the way.
What would they do if Dean Ambrose would have held that against them? If Dean Ambrose, because it looks like he doesn't want to wrestle. We talked about this a lot on our last episode.
Yeah.
But let's say Dean Ambrose said, hey, look, I want to go to AEW unless you give me a title. Would WWE throw the title on him? They probably would. And if they set this precedent of, now if you're a top guy or even a mid-card wrestler, if you just threaten to leave, is WWE going to give a title to everyone? What about Rusev? If Rusev were to say, I'm going to AEW right now, would they throw the U.S. Championship on him next week?
Interestingly enough, with Rusev, I think no. Because they put a title on him and immediately put him into this weird angle where it got taken off of him and somebody else in the same night.
Yeah.
So they don't obviously respect him as a serious champion. He was a transitional champion to a transitional champion, because clearly they have some plans for that title that don't involve either Nakamura or Rusev.
So with the Revival, here's where I'm thinking. I think definitely the way you said it can 1000% be seen like that. And there's no way around it, right? I also think in their pitch they were like, you got to make people care about the tag division again, right? And so we keep hearing, we heard for 2 weeks about how the Revival and Rude and Gable would have these, like 40-minute matches on house shows that would steal the show. I think them giving the belts to the Revival is 2 things. I think it's A, to try and please the fans and show them that, look, we know, like the hardcore, like the guys like us that watch everything. They wanted to appease us, really showing like, here, look, we're pushing an actual tag team. We're giving tag teams an actual, that match Monday was awesome.
Yeah.
Right, but are they pushing tag teams because they want to actually push tag team wrestling, or are they pushing it because the Revival said they were going to leave?
My guess is they hired – I'm not saying they hired. I think they almost pushed someone else to produce the tag division. Does that make sense? Remember when TJ Wilson, Tyson Kidd, was producing the Intercontinental title stuff and how great it was?
Yeah.
What if they moved him to it? I don't know anything about all that, but it definitely feels like they have changed it a little. You know what I mean? Like over the past couple weeks, you can get that vibe. They're creating the new team of Ryder and Hawkins, which is already kind of over with the fans. Heavy Machinery's over. That Worm is huge. Little things like that, it's going to work. So I think, does it feel like it was hotshotted? Absolutely. And I'm not going to deny that. But I think this has a long-term goal also with it. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I agree.
Really quickly, then by that logic, then the Usos should win the titles tonight.
We'll get into it because it's on the show, but
I'm not saying as a prediction. I'm saying by that logic, if we follow that line of logic, that's the logical next step. If that's what they did with the Revival,
very well might be.
That's weird.
All right, let's get right into Elimination Chamber predictions. Oh, actually, before that, you got a little story. Told Charlie and intentionally didn't tell him. I was going to tell him and Rick the other night. All right, so I'm coaching girls basketball this year, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. A lot of them don't even know how to shoot yet. Not very coordinated, but it's okay. They try their best.
Amen.
I had one girl who we weren't running or anything. we probably really hadn't been working out for about 10 minutes. This is 45 minutes into the first tryout. There are 2 days of tryouts. And I'm standing there giving them instructions. They're standing on the baseline. All of a sudden, I hear a giant thump.
No!
This girl, 7th grader, really sweet girl, completely blacked out, complete face first, board, straight face into the ground, onto the court. Smashed her nose into a million pieces, blood everywhere. Whoa. Knocked herself out. We tried getting her up. She said she couldn't see. We tried sitting her up. She's loopy. Got to call the ambulance. She goes to the hospital. We thought major concussion issue. So she ended up being fine, but once again, she shattered her nose, so she has to have like a mask and stuff made for her. So poor girl. She she's
God. So we got that going on.
So that was 45 minutes into my first tryout. Anyway. Elimination. Well, actually, let's go down. Charlie, I don't believe you've ever broken a bone, right?
Only my nose.
Lucky?
Remember my nose from my dad threw a football and hit me in the nose when I was younger, and that explains why I have so many issues with my nose.
Nice. I almost knocked your tooth out one time hitting you ground balls in the park.
Yeah, I learned that quick.
I was hitting ground balls. Charlie was practicing picking up ground balls with a baseball, Garrett, and took a nice hop on him and right in the tooth.
Oh, man, I can see it happening, too. You're just waiting, and it just kicks off a weird part in the dirt.
Well, trust me, this wasn't really a baseball field. This was like a...
Oh, there was lumps.
It's not.
Oh, it was like grass or whatever.
Probably not the best place to be hitting ground balls anyway. But
think about the amount of times we stepped in dog crap in there. What a great time.
Gross. Anyway, Garrett, you ever broken a bone?
Yeah, so I completely got rid of this. There's this weird thing called a snuff box somewhere in here. I can't remember. I knew where it was at one point. It's somewhere up here around the thumb. It's weird. It's not there anymore. And I completely broke this part right here, falling out of a tree. Oh, yeah, but this wasn't a BMX injury. I did BMX for forever. That's obvious. But this was I fell out of a tree. I like to climb, and I fell, and it ran on a root, and it snapped, and I had my arm like this for a while. I was like, ah.
You know what, Garrett? Known you for a couple of years. You falling out of a tree, breaking a bone, it sounds like something that would happen. I don't know how.
I broke my ass, literally.
Oh.
Man, shout out the tailbone
injury. Like a hockey injury. That sounds like a hockey injury, falling on the ice.
It was football. You know the little orange cones. The little orange cones are not that high. They're maybe a foot high.
Yeah,
hard orange cones. Yeah, we were doing a thing called an Oklahoma drill in football, and I got tackled to the side and landed straight down one of the cones, and my tailbone disconnected from the bottom of my spine and pushed up my back. It was a good time.
One more thing I kind of want to touch on.
My tailbone?
Oh, no.
Close to it. So NXT, you know how they always have their new classes, right?
Correct.
Yes.
I just want to give a quick rundown of the names because we've been doing that for a while now.
Yep.
Fresh meat. People that Brady and I know very well. ACH was like the first indie guy we ever really watched.
Love it.
That, we loved. Trevor Lee, another PWG guy.
He's going to do nothing in WWE.
Hey, man, I think they're bringing him with Bray Wyatt. Rachel Ellering, and Karen Yu, both Mae Young Classic women.
Okay.
A couple offensive linemen, Omari Palmer and Ricardo Miller. Or wait, no, I take that back. One of them is an offensive lineman. One of them is a football player. I'm trying to figure it out. Michigan and Syracuse. That's all I got.
All right, cool. So some football fresh meat. ACH is fun, high flyer. Very charismatic. And Trevor Lee, kind of just your stereotypical, really pasty white indie guy. So hopefully they do something interesting with him.
I feel like he did some WCPW stuff before they were Defiant. Not sure.
Yeah, another smaller indie guy, Sam Shaw. Never heard of him. A tag team from Canada called 3.0.
All right.
Another independent wrestler. Just two more Australian guys that don't really, you know what I mean? And then Jonah Rock. So another PWG guy.
Oh, so the two Australian guys are going to be TM62. Okay.
Yep. You just keep adding a number till one hits.
They're probably just like super athletes.
That's absolutely, yeah.
Yep. All right, let's go down the card, boys. We got let's just start. We'll go match by match. We got on the pre-show the match of the night candidate already. Baron Corbin versus Braun Strowman in a no DQ match. Garrett, does this go over 5 minutes?
What's the under over? What's the spread? No. No, it doesn't. It's no way. It's literally just going to be whoever. It's like McAfee, Roberts, one of the interviewers.
This is actually on the pre-show?
Yep.
instead of the tag. Oh wow, I'm down.
Oh, I know. I thought you'd think they'd handle that there too. Nope, that's the main show.
I mean, that's what's listed. It's listed as the first match, but
I'm down, dude. No, I was thinking they were gonna shift the cruiserweights to the pre-show again.
I think cruiserweights are also pre-show. I think they're doing both of them.
Oh,
yeah, that's what they did for the last show was too. But anyway,
those chamber matches take forever.
Yeah, that's true. They're about
I don't. It's just I'll go with my boy Corbin has to get the win here, guys.
All right. Oh crap! Garrett made the call. Charlie, can you mute him? Charlie, who are you taking?
I gotta be honest, man. I think it's gonna be a long match. I think it's gonna be slow with Strowman just beating the crap out of him, and Strowman will win in like 17 minutes.
17?
I'm thinking 17 minutes.
That's rough.
Can we write that down somewhere?
God, please
write it down. Oh.
I think Corbin's gonna win with help from McIntyre, setting up the Kurt Angle. They're gonna run back the tag match they did 2 weeks ago. That's going to be the main
the 25-man tag match. Oh, yeah, the one that happened in the middle of the show with like 4 matches involved. Yeah.
What?
Are you talking about?
No, remember they're gonna run back Corbin and McIntyre versus Strowman and Kurt Angle at WrestleMania.
I mean, they might just run it back at Fastlane. But we still got Fastlane. I can't believe there's another pay-per-view before Mania after this. This is nuts.
It's annoying.
They need to can that next year.
Yeah. All right, Cruiserweight Championship match. Buddy Murphy versus Akira Tozawa. Charlie.
Murphy.
I agree. It has to be Murphy. I don't give a flying you-know-what about Tozawa. Garrett?
No, I'm kidding. It's totally going to be Murphy. This is the perpetual title reign like Neville had where they don't have anyone they want to put it on right now for whatever reason.
I have to believe they're saving something big for it. Like maybe they let Mysterio do it or something.
That'd be my I'm with it. I think that's
that match, dude. Murphy versus Mysterio. Oh,
I mean, and even Andrade's probably too big. Actually, never mind.
Yeah. You could probably work.
Hey, is he any bigger than Grand Metalik?
He dropped some weight. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Whatever.
All right, the Intercontinental Championship: Bobby Lashley with Leo Rush versus Finn Balor. I think they really like Lashley, but Finn Balor is so extremely over, and I don't think there's any room for Balor in the main title, so I have to think he's winning the title here to go into Mania. I don't know who they'd have him face, but I have to take Finn here. Garrett, are you also taking your boy?
I'm also taking the boy Balor. And I have a specific reason why, because we got denied the Demon at the last pay-per-view. Obviously, we're not going to see that, but we could see it against somebody of a similar like vein in Bobby Lashley. You know what I mean? And it's legit enough threat for him to do it. Lashley's been kind of pushing him off as this non-threat. This could be exactly the scenario where he brings it out.
Charlie?
So we got to think WrestleMania with this, right? What's the plan for Mania with this belt?
Basically, like Fastlane, I highly doubt any titles will be switching hands. So this is like whoever comes out of this with the titles has got to be going into Mania with them.
Right.
God, man. I think Lashley's holding it through Mania.
All right.
So I'm saying Lashley.
Ooh, you're holding it through Mania. So you think he's going to beat whoever?
Well, I mean, like he's going to be the title holder when Mania comes around.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
All right. The SmackDown Tag Team Championship with The Miz and Shane McMahon versus the Usos. I have to think they're going Miz and Shane. I think they'll probably win here, drop the titles at Fastlane to somebody. That'll be the one title change, setting up a feud between the both of them one-on-one at Mania. Charlie?
Yeah, I wouldn't have even ever second-guessed. I would have thought the Usos were winning here. But, like, I'm going to stick with it, though. I think Usos are taking this belt. I don't know how it's going to come across, but I feel like storyline-wise that's the move. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think you got to have a mess up here with Shane and Miz.
Garrett?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to take this. I don't know who they're going to face at the next few. They could end up dropping the belts off of them right away, although I don't know how that's going to go in terms of how they're standing with the company. But I do think they're going to win here because I think it's going to be a similar move to with the Revival. They signed a bunch of 3-5 year deals or something like that on SmackDown, like the week after AEW started picking people. You know what I mean? So it's like they're in danger mode right now in terms of talent loss. So I don't know. but I'm taking the Usos here.
Ronda Rousey versus Ruby Riott. There's no way Rousey's losing, right?
No.
You think it'll be a good match?
Oh yeah.
I think it will be. I think Ruby's been impressing a lot. She's gonna have a really good match. She'll hopefully get a nice mid-card match at Mania. Hopefully she gets on there, but or at the very least, hopefully Ruby wins like the Women's Royal Rumble if they end up or the Women's Rumble at Mania if they end up running that back.
Oh yeah, like the women's version of that Andre Battle Royal.
But
yeah,
we're all taking Rousey, right?
Yeah. No way in hell.
All right. I will be right back. But let's talk about the Elimination Chamber match, the SmackDown match. I have Daniel Bryan retaining, but let's run down the people in the match. Bryan, Styles, Joe, Orton, Kingston, and Hardy. If Daniel Bryan doesn't retain, if you guys end up both going with Daniel Bryan for Mania, then who could possibly take it? And then who's the least likely to win?
True.
Okay, so I'll just go first.
Yeah.
I also think Bryan's going to retain. I think it's going to be like down to somebody. I don't think it'll be down to him and Styles because even though they feuded a lot, I don't think it'll come down to them. I think he will probably last pretty late into the match, but I could see Jeff getting eliminated early. I could see Joe getting like sneaky eliminated early by like Kofi or something and setting up a feud for them at Fastlane maybe or something. I don't know though, but definitely taking Bryan to retain. What do you think, Charlie?
Okay, so we had this whole Kofi thing this week. He was 60 minutes, right?
60-minute man, Kofi Kingston.
I think the pop for him tonight is going to be huge, by the way. Which is going to be awesome.
Massive.
It's going to be awesome. And
do you think they're going to do the New Day thing? The New Day, wherever Elimination Chamber is.
Yep.
Oh, that's going to be so awesome. All right, go ahead.
And my gut is pulling me in so many different directions here. Who is Daniel Bryan going to face at WrestleMania, right?
Right. That's one of the questions going into this, right? Yeah.
I will say, I think Bray Wyatt comes back at Fastlane and Bray Wyatt faces Daniel Bryan at Mania.
Now, as a face, so you think they're going to do a face Bray Wyatt?
Yes.
Oh, yes. They have to. Bryan's super heel.
I think Daniel Bryan uses Luke Harper to win the Elimination Chamber match. I forgot to say that.
Okay.
Here's
what I'm thinking. And, this is my gut. It's probably crazy. I think Joe wins this belt tonight.
Okay.
Oof. I think it's time. And there's enough time between now and whenever. Because I don't know. So if Bray Wyatt comes back, that makes perfect sense. And I'm down with that if Bryan retains, right? But say that doesn't happen. I have no idea what they're doing with him. It felt like storyline-wise it was going to be Mustafa Ali, but it was like, they're not going to do that, right? So it's like I'm thinking they put the belt on Joe and they figured something else out. I think they got to play him with something like that.
Would it really be that bad if Kofi Kingston were to win?
No, I mean, we get a feud.
Bryan versus the New Day becomes – if we have Daniel Bryan with Harper and potentially Rowan against the New Day as like a feud going into WrestleMania, and then you could even have the Usos – or not Usos, New Day facing the Harper and Rowan.
Yeah.
Potentially. Yeah.
But interesting. We had the Raw – or not – yeah. And then the Women's Tag Team Championship Elimination Chamber match, Nia Jax and Tamina, Riot Squad, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, the Iconics, Sasha Banks and Bayley, and Naomi and Carmella. Charlie, who's winning it?
My gut is saying heels. So we got 4 teams. I'm gonna say Iconics. I don't know why. I should say Nia and Tamina, but I'm gonna say Iconics.
Are going to be cross-branded, so
yeah.
For me, I honestly, just because I think after they break up, there's going to be a huge eventual push for Sonya Deville. I do think Fire Desire take this.
I go away auto playing videos. I think Nia Jax and Tamina win it.
That seems like if you're gonna pick heels, it's got to be that. That would make the most sense, right?
I know it sounds lame, but like, I mean, if I was to root for someone, because the Iconics are not going to be that dominant heel team that runs through everybody, and then finally Sasha and Bayley get their title match at Mania, and that's what they decide to do. So like, the only people that can do that is Jax and Tamina. I don't think that, like, Riot Squad, like, they're cool and all, but I don't think Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan are dominant. I think if I'm rooting for anyone, it's probably Mandy and Sonya. To be honest, I think that they've progressed so much. I would love to see them win the titles, but for WWE, I think they see the quote unquote safe pick as Nia Jax and Tamina with the heritage.
I hate that we. I think. Yeah.
Let me just say this though, and the interesting thing about this to me for them is if they're going to double down on Usos and Naomi, then this would make sense if you're going to take that feud into a different pay-per-view. I'm just throwing that out there because we do have, I mean, and all these people embroiled in scandals, if they're just not going to acknowlose any of it, which
dude, that's true. Naomi and Carmella are on a team.
Yeah,
and they're all involved. So if they could double down and say we're not losing anybody right now, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? These would be huge. These are huge losses we're talking about here. If you just pull them out of their feuds, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I can't imagine if they have baby faces win. It's not
dude, they come out,
Hug, right?
They come out and their team name are the Drunk Home Wreckers. I'm out.
Oh no.
Imagine.
All right. Especially with the angles that people have been involved in.
Dude, that's right. Are we going to see a stare down between Mandy and Carmella?
Imagine.
The ring announcer for the match is JoJo.
It's just so weird, man. All right, but so what are your expectations for match of the night, Garrett? Which one is there? One that you're really looking forward to? A match you're looking forward to?
I mean, I would really like to see the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match be really good, but I'm holding out on that one. I mean, they had a good showing in the last match, but I just don't know. Shane McMahon feels like hit or miss to me. I would really like to see one of the Chamber.
Had a hell of a 5-star press or shooting star press.
Oh, absolutely. When he wants to throw his life, his career on the line, let's just do it. But no, I think honestly, it's probably going to be a pre-show match. It's probably going to be the cruiserweight match because Tozawa puts on good matches, and so does Murphy. So for match of the night, yeah. Fortunately, no one's going to see it except for on YouTube.
Right. Here's the thing: I'm not even going to overthink it. It's going to be the Elimination Chamber match with the 6 guys.
Really?
And yeah, I agree. I feel like it's going to have to be.
I'm not even going to overthink this one. That match is going to be great. Like, there's no way around it.
Because you're going to have Samoa Joe killing everyone, Randy Orton RKOing Kofi Kingston off backflips off the top of the chamber, and Jeff Hardy probably dying. So
he's going to do something off the – yeah.
Did he get really hurt in the last Elimination Chambers? No, he probably wasn't involved. But I feel like there was somebody that got really
I can count. Yeah. I don't think I have enough fingers on my 2 hands to count how many times I've thought Jeff Hardy was probably dead. So,
yeah,
whatever. It should be a good little pay-per-view. I don't think it's going to be like I don't expect any earth-shattering things to come out of it. I think, but it's kind of nice because it's even though the Royal Rumble kicks off the road to WrestleMania, this is kind of our we're starting to really see the picture now.
The Chamber's a great stop. Like Rumble, Chamber, Mania should be boom, boom, boom. That's a great 3. I have a little prediction myself. I'm just going to throw it out there. I think since the Revival are not on the show, I think they come out and cut a promo on how now that they're champions, everything's about I think they're going to cut a promo live with mics with the belts. Does that make sense? Yeah. I see something like that happening.
I think you're right. Almost. I think they're going to do the backstage segment thing. Probably
they very well could. I feel like they're going to interrupt the actual show.
I absolutely agree that they're going to do that, but I think they're going to prep that by them saying we're going to have something for everybody on tonight on the show, even if we're not scheduled or something like that on the pre-show or something to set it up. Yeah.
Yeah, the Revival strike me as one of those. They come crash the party on the pre-show.
Oh yeah. Easy.
Does Elias get a segment tonight?
Yep, I think so. I think he gets probably around the same time in that mid part of the show where there's kind of a lack of energy when everyone's going to get drinks and stuff, Yeah,
we might get like Miz and Shane McMahon versus Usos, like a really long match, and then Elias comes out and talks. I feel like at Mania he's just destined for a Rock interruption and getting getting the rock bottom at Mania. Sadly, I don't think he's going to get a match, which is annoying. But
No, he needs the impromptu Rock match. Give it to him. He deserves it.
he does. All right. Anyway, that'll do for this week's episode. We were gone last week. I'm really busy with I got basketball. Charlie, you coming to see the Broadway show, man?
Yeah, man. When is it?
March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Pick a day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You let me know. I'll reserve you a ticket, man. Just
I'm down. I'll be there. Maybe I'll bring Tar.
Dude, you should.
There we go.
All right. It's Peter Pan. Yeah, Garrett, you coming down for it, man?
Sure. I'll book a flight. I don't know.
Sweet.
Hey, Garrett, you booked the flight. We'll get you on food and everything while you're here.
Dude, I'll comp you a ticket, Garrett. I'll save you the $7.
There you go. Yes.
All right. Anyway, that'll do. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the bell so you know when we go live. Until next time, Ari, tell them we're out.
Yo, she can't be saying stuff like that. We're gonna get off the air. Oh my God! What?
End the show.